Hi everyone. In light of the upcoming leadership transition, it was suggested to Pastor Banhui and myself that it would be good for us to have a chat through which you can get to know us a little better. So let's get the conversation started.
Yeah.
Pastor Banhui,
Yes.
what first brought you to Salem Chapel and what were your first impressions back then?
I came to Salem in 1975 when the church started a school club. But it was only in 1976 that I started to attend the youth fellowship. And that's a very totally different environment, but it's a very enjoyable environment. In 1976 onwards was really my spiritual formation. And it was the time where I grew and also found my ministry. So yes, good experience, good experience and bonding and relating with the body of Christ, the brothers and sisters.
1975.
1975, very long.
I was just born. Okay, let's move on. Then, can you then walk us through some of the key milestones of the church since you have?
So significantly, ever since I took on the role of being the pastor, there are two anniversaries, the 40th and the 50th anniversary, which really hold fond memories for me. Then, of course, building a tunneling culture. And that's a time when many of our church members, especially the younger ones, I challenge them to take time out, to just go to the 3 months school of ministry. Also significantly will be the start of some of the ministries at Salem, like the expansion of our missions. Then I was the mission pastor and mission LMP, mission pastor thereafter, where we started to help our mission partners acquire their own church buildings, and that's very significant. That's a very forward thinking, I think. Then at the same time, the start of our Hokkien ministry, then we also begin the outreaches, and many of the outreach events that we done are actually quite major, like the marriage renewal and the reason he came musical. Then of course some of the Christmas events thereafter, they were all outreach events, and also significantly some of the milestones there is of course the fundraising for SWS, where we did the cyclethon, then the community walk, and of course the Onesimus ministry. Those were very special milestones for me. It has significant impact. Yeah.
Okay.
Exciting.
Yeah. I think my wife was involved in some of these
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Yeah,
especially the musicals.
because it's a church event. Yeah.
Yeah. Choir
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah, in talking about that, we even hold some of the Christmas caroling
Right,
at Thompson Plaza, and your wife was the chief conductor. Yeah.
Okay, good
You
to
were
know.
not involved, lah.
Yeah, I didn't know her then. So, a lot of things have happened in that space of time, milestones. I'm sure there were also challenges. So, how did you overcome them?
I believe the main, as far as I'm concerned, one of the key things that I thought is really needful, possible, is really to get the people to buy in from the people. And if you were to ask what are some of the challenges that I do face, I think it's also because there were some movements, especially in the pastoral role, where previous pastors they left, and then somehow the next pastor who is in church have to step up, and there's a lot of restarting, so to speak, like the engine. Yeah, but at the end, for myself personally, I think what one primary goals that help me to see through this is of course the call of God, and also making a very resolute decision, not to just go off without handing or doing a smooth transitioning of the leadership, and I think that's important for me, lah.
Okay. So, were there moments when you felt like giving up? How did you get through those seasons?
Giving up, were there moments? I think we do face moments like this, sometimes you wonder, am I in the right place? There were some, but yet at the end of it all was this whole sense that God has caught me and fearing Him and just being faithful to the things that I know I tasked to do, and significantly it's also the love for the church.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what's one memory from this time that always makes you smile?
So I knew you were going to ask these sort of questions. Okay, if there is one, or maybe two, I give you two.
Okay.
Okay, it's finding my wife here, Jasmine.
Okay.
That's another story. If you want to know the journey, I will tell you separately. Okay.
Okay.
But then, of course, the other one is, of course, the ministry itself, knowing my placement and how I'm really thankful to the Lord for it.
So, how have you seen God's faithfulness through the ups and downs of ministry?
I've been in full time for 27 years as a pastor, and I think I'm one of the, if not the longest serving lead pastor. I'm not talking about Pastor Caleb because Pastor Caleb came on board much earlier. But as a lead pastor, I think I'm the longest. So how have I seen God's faithfulness? In all these years, how God provided, how God sustained us, how God carried us through, how we could even gone on to celebrate our 40th or 50th, and in time to come, on the 60th anniversaries, and then also the providence in terms of acquisition of properties and ministries and helping growing the scope of our mission. I think these are all very significant evidence of the Lord's faithfulness upon us, and I'm thankful for that.
Yep, indeed.
Yeah.
So, what values or culture in Salem Chapel do you want to see continue?
I always think that Salem, one of the few qualities that we have, I'll just name three. And I dare say this is very true. We are a living church. And I've seen this played out very significantly, especially when you see how life group members will come together to rally among themselves whenever a member feels that they are in need or unwell. You find that the entire life group will come together. I've even know of instances where they took time to do a prayer virgil, and some even went on a very scheduled fasting timetable. So that's the love of the church. One of the key values that we have here. The other one is, of course, the gift of faith. I think for us as a church, I remember the days when we were at Kalidasa. Teachers had said that's how the premise there is only about no more. You can sit no more than 100 people. So we decided that we will embark on a building project, and we started the prayer virgil. We have encouraged, and then God gave us this current place, and we paid it off, and members were generous. And then after, subsequently, when we talk about things like the acquisition of number 11 and 11A, members just came forward either to give interest-free loan or just outright donation. And Pastor Ben, you will remember COVID times. We started this SRP, the renewal project is massive. The time COVID, who has the presence of mind to say, hey, you want to launch a renovation project? But we step up, and you presented, and we came forward, and the project itself, the cost is almost close to $500,000.
Yeah.
Right. And we were wondering, but again, the church stepped up.
Yes.
Right. And it just like, the funds were already committed, and we could do that. So the faith element, and then the generosity of the church, these are all wonderful values in culture that I've seen. played out all these years at Salem.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, as chairman of the renovation committee at that time, it was a great testimony for myself as well to see, you know, the members
You
contribute
did
that.
remember when
Yeah.
I challenged you to their dream, and then
Yeah,
you came up,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
that was significant.
We just go for it, right?
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
And especially COVID times.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, jumping a little bit ahead, thinking about the future, you know, I definitely also hope that Salem will continue to have this
Yeah.
dare to just trust God and move, you know, and acquire the other units as they come up. Right?
I'm happy for you.